About this time, though, is when we bring you Ask the Lawyer on Wednesday mornings with Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. Let's see if perhaps today is the day your question gets answered. If you'd like to submit a question about the law, well, we'll tell you how to go about that coming up as well. But would you please help me welcome Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning, Todd. How are you doing this morning?
Excellent. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It looks like the sun's finally trying to come out.
Trying to peek through anyway. I think it's going to be better through the weekend now. That's the good news.
That is good news.
Looking for more good news, actually, and we're hearing some COVID numbers are up in Southwest Florida as far as people actually passing away from the dreaded infection. How are the folks in your office and in your family doing?
Well, everybody's doing great right now. We're keeping our fingers crossed that it stays like that.
Yeah. I think the latest surge may be declining ever so slightly. Maybe we can look for some better times ahead. And that's exactly what our email writer is looking for, better times ahead for his daughter. I've got a question here that is right up your alley. Are you ready?
I'm ready, Todd.
Okay, today's question reads as follows. My 17-year-old daughter rented an e-bike. That's one of those electric bikes. I'm sure you know that. I'm explaining for everybody else who might not know. And while she was riding down the street in Punta Gorda, she was sideswiped by a car that had just driven away. She was knocked unconscious when she struck a pole at a pretty high rate of speed. Luckily, a witness called police, who arranged to have my daughter taken to the hospital. The doctors indicated she had several broken bones and a concussion. The witness described the vehicle, but that's all. I have full coverage on my vehicles, but I'm being told an e-bike isn't considered a vehicle. And you ask the lawyer if we will have to pay all the medical bills on our own. Every time there's new technology, there are always these questions that come up, and insurance companies that try to avoid making payment. What do you make of this?
Well, yeah, it's really a shame that every time, there's a new technology, the insurance company does try to avoid payment or avoid their responsibility. And that's why it's so important to contact an experienced personal injury lawyer.
Right.
So it's true that a e-bike, which I would classify as a bicycle, isn't classified as a motor vehicle. But a bicycle rider is classified as a pedestrian and is entitled to recover personal injury protection benefits.
Okay.
Also, in the vernacular known as PIP benefits. So that the e-bike rider would be entitled to recover up to $10,000 of benefits under the parent's PIP coverage.
Well, that's good news.
But, yeah. Also, our old friend, uninsured motorist coverage is popping up here. And if it's true that they have full coverage, and we've discussed that many times before, that, that's a misnomer, because full coverage, we don't know what that includes. But if it's true to what they're saying, then they would have uninsured motorist coverage that they would also be able to recover from.
In this case, it seems like there's a witness that could describe the vehicle, but there's seemingly a pretty good chance authorities will never be able to track down the actual vehicle and driver. Is that where the uninsured motorist coverage kicks in when in a situation like that?
That is correct, Tom. That driver would be known as a phantom vehicle.
Okay.
Because they caused the accident and took off. So that's where uninsured motorist coverage would come into play.
That's good to know, because I can see an insurance company saying, well, there is an at-fault driver out there somewhere. When you find him or her, let us know. We don't want to have to do that.
Right.
Okay, good. Well, 17 years old, pretty serious injuries, a lot of life ahead of her. She wants to be active, I'm sure. this is good news that it looks like his insurance company needs to step up to the plate, but it may very well take a legal professional to hold him to that responsibility.
I'm sure it will, because they're denying that it's a motor vehicle, implying that there's no coverage.
Right. They're already, yeah. So definitely get a hold of a legal professional as soon as you possibly can. Bruce?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for helping out. This is one of those things. We have new technologies. We have new things come around all the time. We can always count on you for being on the cutting edge. It's one of the things we love about talking with you about the law.
Well, it's my pleasure. I look forward to every Wednesday morning to answer your challenging questions.
As do we, and we'll look forward to talking to you next week. Have a good one.
Thank you, Todd.
Take care now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. Now, if you would like to submit a question for future consideration, all you have to do is go to the website and then enter the keyword Bruce into the search box. On the other hand, something like this is way more serious than waiting for an answer on the radio. Why not get a hold of the Port Charlotte office of Associates and Bruce L. Scheiner? Call 941-743-7777. 941-743-7777. And tell them that Todd sent you from Kicks Country 92.9.